So apparently an Amazon Kindle Oasis killer has surfaced in the form of iReader, the iReader Smart XS, not the Pro. The Pro is coming out in October and it comes with the X Pen from iReader and it has note-taking capabilities on a very small screen. Really cool, really excited for that. This one is the XS and it looks exactly like the Oasis and it's even really the same kind of color theme. But why is it an Oasis killer? The Oasis came out a couple years ago and the difference between the 2 and the 3 was negligible. So in order to find out, we gotta go to the chalkboard. This isn't exactly a comparison video, but it does share a lot of similarities with the Oasis 3. The iReader XS will be on the left and the Kindle on the right. The iReader has 1920 by 1440 resolution with 300 ppi. The Kindle, on the other hand, has 1680 by 1264. It's also very important to note that the iReader's screen is bigger with the same ppi. It's 8 inches versus the Amazon's 7. The number of LEDs is also higher on the iReader at 28 versus Amazon's 25. They all have the usual Wi-Fi Bluetooth, except the iReader has a speaker on it, which is a good addition. And the battery is also bigger at 1800 milliamps versus the Amazon's 1130. Now all of that does come at a little bit of a weight gain on the iReader, sitting at 210 grams versus the Amazon's 188 grams. And comparing the 32GB Amazon to the iReader, which we have to because the iReader by default has 32GB, they're roughly the same price at $319.99 and $299 respectively. iReader, a rather unknown company that makes rather good products, e-readers, e-notes, and even the best stylus on the market. So you wouldn't be surprised if we told you that they made something that rivaled that of one of the greatest e-readers of all time, the Kindle Oasis. This is the iReader Smart XS, the more economical variant of more to come by this e-reader company. It does indeed draw its inspiration from the Oasis, from its asymmetrical design, 2-button layout, and the signature hump on the back. Spec-wise, however, it is above and beyond that of the Oasis, running an Android operating system with onboard audio. It's beautifully built, feels great in the hand, and has a great viewing experience. But let's take a closer look. Important to mention, as of the date of this upload, you will see that there is no English on it or alternative languages. They have told us at iReader that this is to change in the future. So when that does come out, we'll do a little bit of a look at how to change languages, what it all looks like, but for now, this is overall going to be the same experience. At the top of the bar, you have your Wi-Fi, you have your Bluetooth, screen rotation, and your settings/setup. You also have different light modes: lights out, daytime, at light, duvet is what it translates into, and other, which is custom control over the glow light capabilities. It does have very nice buttons, and they are satisfying to press, and they're linked in such a way where you can press the very tip or the center, and it does the same thing, so that's very nice. It's like a space bar. It's hinged in such a way. Now, the downside right now during this video is that when we do a long press, everything is going to be in Chinese, but needless to say, this will have everything you're going to need. It's going to have highlighter, definition, it's going to have alternative dictionaries, it does give you an English, UK, all that kind of thing, and it's going to have pretty much notes, annotations, and TTS.
When Scrooge awoke, it was so dark that looking out of bed, he could scarcely distinguish the transparent twin.
Because this has an 8-inch screen, it's not perfect for PDFs because there's no real slice of paper the size of 8-inch. Real paper starts at the A5 kind of territory at 10.3, but it's nice to have a larger screen like this and physical buttons. You know, you can just hold it on the side and flip through your book. Not a lot of devices have physical buttons anymore, so it's very nice to see something that brings a modern look and feel like this new layout, but still have physical buttons on the side without it feeling dated. Now, you do have some ability to do pinch and zoom, albeit there is no mini-map on the side, but you do have a little percentage bar down at the bottom to let you know where you're going. But you know what? That's actually pretty fluid. Like, look at what's happening right now. I'm actually just pivoting my fingers on the screen. I'm not even dragging them. And frame by frame, it's actually keeping up with me. That's a very fluid experience if you compare this against a lot of the other devices we've been reviewing, even big name devices. That is a very fluid experience. Much like in ebooks, long pressing does bring up all your list of alternatives of things you can do. Anytime it isolates text on the screen, be it in a PDF, a manga, or a book, you will have the same options. It may not be a perfect size for PDF files in general, but it is a very good size for manga. Reason being, most manga is 7.8 inches, 7.5 inches, etc. Now, this is all going to come down to where you download your manga from. For example, this one is not formatted very nicely. You can see that it's not fit to corners, etc. You do have some options for screen formatting, however. You can actually crop your screen right here, and tapping the top gives you some more information here. You can actually slice certain parts of it. You can toggle the contrast, and you have some more settings as well. You can make it as dark or as light as you want, and we'll show you the glow light in a little bit, of course, but that also contributes to how your experience is going to look. Again, as of today's upload date, all the genres and everything in the store are going to be Chinese only, and the majority of the content is going to be in the Chinese language only, men's, women's, religion, etc. So this is just a list of your genres. If you click into something, it'll navigate you into further going into, authors' names and stuff like that, and then you'll end up eventually at your purchase decision, in which you can buy and read samples. If it does fit your language currently, you do have a very wide selection of audiobooks, and you can see one of the 4 selections at the bottom is audiobooks, so it's very nice to be able to have this amount of content at your fingertips. You do also have a generic file manager, which is really nice. You have books, font, picture, music, dictionaries, and you can import files and even set this up to work with your WeChat account if you have one of those. Because of its included speaker and onboard audio, it does have an individual music player right out of the box. With the glow light, you have the ability to turn up the white/blue LEDs, or you can use the warm ones as well. Now, this device has been really fast up until this point. Everything's been really fast, changing pages, pinching and zooming, navigating away. But for some reason, the glow light it's really sluggish and slow to change. It's not quite recognizing what you're doing on the screen at all times. It takes a little while to understand where you've put your fingertips, and things are just playing catch up. It's not that great of an experience when it comes to the glow light itself, although the light is really good, and that's a shame because it's flush screen and bezel design, which means there's no spillage around any of the bezel whatsoever. It's not overexposed anywhere. There's no gray puffing on the sides. It's a very great glow light. So in the end, is the iReader Smart XS better than the Kindle Oasis 3? I mean, kinda. It's got bigger resolution with the same PPI, it has onboard audio, still has page turn buttons, it has a bigger battery, more LEDs. It is better in specs wise, but it's not as refined. Amazon is just undisputed as just being the golden standard of e-readers, so it's tried and true, it's tested over a long period of time, and you really just can't beat the stability of a Kindle that doesn't have Android, doesn't have anything else weighing it down. If you guys agree with us, if you don't agree with us, let us know down below. It wasn't so much of a comparison, but we drew a lot of parallels with the Oasis. Let us know. For GoodReader.com, this is Peter.